The message came at 6:03 p.m. sharp. "Don't bother coming tonight, it's better for everyone," it said. The sender's name blinked across my screen: Lorraine Vale, my mother-in-law, and tonight wasn't just any night, it was my anniversary party, my anniversary. At first, I thought it was some kind of mistake. Maybe she'd meant to message someone else, maybe the words were misfired by trembling hands. But when I called, her voice answered, syrupy sweet, as if dripping with poison disguised as honey. "Darling," she said softly, "it would just be awkward if you came. I'm introducing Nathan to someone special this evening, his future wife, you'll understand soon." I didn't shout, I didn't even breathe for a moment. I just stared at the reflection of my own face in the dark window, illuminated by the city lights outside. The silence in that room was heavier than anger, it was focus. Calm, deliberate, icy focus. Because at that moment, something in me changed. The woman who used to beg to be understood disappeared, and someone else, colder, quieter, far more dangerous, took her place. Lorraine had never liked me. The first time we met 7 years ago, when Nathan proudly brought me home, she scanned me like a flaw in a perfect diamond. "She's intelligent," she said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes, "but clever women are rarely good wives." Nathan used to defend me then. "She's driven," he'd said. "She's loyal," Lorraine had laughed softly. "Driven women always end up driving something apart." She wasn't entirely wrong. I had built Nathan's world with him, or rather beneath him. The small digital firm he founded became a multi-million-dollar enterprise under my guidance, my strategy, my connections. He was the charming face the world adored. I was the invisible architect of every success he took credit for, and somewhere along the way he started believing his own myth that he had done it all alone, that I was just the support system, not the system itself. And once that delusion took hold, Lorraine began whispering again. Whispering about better fits, more refined women, girls who knew when to stay quiet. I should have seen it coming: the late-night work trips, the sudden messages he hid, the faint scent of perfume that wasn't mine on his jacket. Love makes you merciful, betrayal makes you observant. 2 months before that evening, I found the truth, a chain of texts between Lorraine and a woman named Cassandra. "Wear blue tonight," Lorraine had written. "He loves that color, after tonight he'll be yours." They'd been planning my humiliation for months, a public replacement, carefully staged under the glitter of champagne and chandeliers. But they'd made one fatal mistake. They thought I was the fragile one. They forgot that I built the empire they stood on, and I knew every secret it held. That night after her message, I sat in my office surrounded by the soft hum of the city. Our company, Harper and Vale Strategies, was under Nathan's name, but every success traced back to my hands. Every client came through my introductions. Every contract was written in my language. Nathan might have owned the title, but I owned the knowledge. And that was more powerful than any signature. I began shifting pieces on the board quietly, efficiently. Through a partner Nathan trusted completely, I arranged a discreet transfer of ownership, layer by layer, nothing illegal, just clever. Within weeks, the majority of control belonged to me. I restructured accounts, redirected funds, and prepared documents that no one noticed being signed until it was too late. Lorraine, oblivious, busied herself with planning the party. She insisted on the guest list, the menu, the floral arrangements. Her need for control was her blind spot. Every time I smiled and agreed, she thought she was winning. She mistook silence for surrender. 2 weeks before the party, we had dinner at her mansion. Between her polished smiles and overcooked compliments, she leaned close and said, "You should take a vacation after the celebration. A change of scenery might help you accept what's coming." I smiled back. "Oh, I'm planning a change," I said softly, "something permanent." She thought she understood. She didn't. When the day came, I dressed in black, not morning black, but power black, sleek silk that whispered when I moved. I slipped an envelope into my purse and checked the time. My lawyers were already stationed at the venue, silent and invisible among the guests. Lorraine wanted a show. I was going to give her one she'd never forget. The ballroom glittered under golden chandeliers, laughter and violins filling the air. From outside the glass doors, I watched the performance unfold. Lorraine was radiant, pearls shining like armor. Nathan stood beside her, polished and smiling, with Cassandra at his side, a perfect replacement, or so they thought. When the clock struck 8, the band fell silent. Lorraine raised her glass. "Tonight," she announced, her voice honeyed and sharp, "we celebrate love, growth, and new beginnings." Her gaze lingered on Cassandra. "Nathan has found someone who truly understands him, and we couldn't be happier to welcome her into the family." Applause, laughter, cameras flashing, and then the doors opened behind them. The click of my heels echoed across the marble floor like punctuation marks in a sentence no one saw coming. I walked slowly, the room falling into silence as I crossed it. Lorraine's smile cracked, Nathan's expression drained of color. Cassandra froze beside him, unsure if she should breathe. "Apologies," I said, calm and composed. "Traffic." The silence was electric. I placed the envelope on the table beside Lorraine's glass. "Before you continue," I said, "I have an announcement of my own." I turned toward the crowd, feeling every eye on me. "As of this morning, I am the new CEO and majority shareholder of Harper and Vale Strategies. Nathan has decided to step down for personal reasons." Whispers tore through the room like wind through paper. The board members present exchanged uncertain glances, but my lawyers, positioned quietly at the back, nodded in confirmation. Everything was legitimate, every seal real. Nathan's hands trembled as he tore open the envelope, scanning the documents, his eyes widening with every line. You can't do this, he stammered. I met his gaze evenly. I already have, Lorraine's voice cracked with fury. You've destroyed everything. Do you know what this will do to us? I stepped closer, my tone soft but cutting. No, Lorraine, I didn't destroy anything. I just took back what was already mine. The guest stood frozen, caught between sympathy and morbid fascination. Even Cassandra slipped away quietly, her smile gone, her future dissolving into silence. I reached for my hand and slipped off the ring Nathan had given me years ago. The diamond caught the light as I dropped it into Lorraine's glass with a sharp, delicate clink. You once said women like me don't make good wives, I told her. Maybe you were right, but we make excellent survivors. Then I turned and walked out, my heels echoing through the marble hall. Behind me, the noise of confusion swelled, the first tremors of their collapse. Outside, the night was calm, the air smelled of rain and freedom. By morning, the headlines were everywhere. Nathan Vale steps down, new CEO announced. Not a hint of scandal, only the clean precision of power shifting hands. His accounts were frozen, his board voted him out, and within a week, Cassandra was gone. Lorraine tried to call me repeatedly, her messages swinging between rage and pleading. I ignored them all. I returned to the office, the one that once bore Nathan's name, and had the plaque changed. The city skyline stretched beyond my window like a promise fulfilled. I rebuilt the company my way, hearing those Lorraine would have called unpolished, promoting people Nathan never noticed. It became leaner, smarter, and infinitely stronger. Months later, I saw Lorraine at a charity gala. Her pearls still hung from her neck, but they looked heavier now, like chains. When she finally approached me, her voice trembled. You've changed, she whispered. I smiled faintly. No, I said. I just stopped pretending I hadn't already won. She looked away, shrinking into the crowd she once commanded. Nathan, I later heard, moved to another city, starting over quietly. I don't hate him. In a strange way, I thank him. Without their betrayal, I might never have remembered who I was capable of being. Now when I think of that night, the night they tried to erase me, I don't feel pain or anger, I feel peace. Because survival isn't loud, it's measured, it's elegant. It's walking away while they finally realized the storm they feared was never outside of them, it was me. They tried to end my story, but all they did was give me the perfect beginning.